This is the School of Astrology with a celebrity artist live reading, and our guest today is Nadine Emrich, actress, producer, and singer. Movies she's known for are Sweet Cider, Without Words, and others. She also writes her own music. Let's briefly listen in.
Your trouble, your trouble. But I like it. I love it. Oh, you want me now, and when you don't, you leave me there.
So please help me in welcoming Nadine Emrich. So welcome to the reading.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for bringing the glamour in here.
Oh,
Lovely. What is your experience with astrology? Do you have experience yourself, or is it just the interest?
I have an obsession with astrology. I love to just look at the planets and where they align. I like to look at people's charts too and just analyze. Some people have things in common. Like for instance, one time I noticed that if you have your moon in the 6th house, a lot of times I would read people's charts and it would have like that moon placement for doctors or nurses or people in the medical field. I don't know. I just find it interesting because I find it accurate in this weird way. Everybody's different, you know? It's so interesting.
Yeah, that's very true. It's often astounding how you can tell about a person that you've never met before.
It is. It's so true. I think it's very accurate. And you can learn and study it forever. You just keep learning.
Yeah, very true. Very true. So what would you like to do?
I would love to know just kind of where I'm going with my path, with my career, maybe a little bit of love, but love makes me nervous.
A little bit is not enough. Huh?
Yeah, I guess you need a lot of love.
Yeah. All right. What I'll do is I do a brief tour, and then you just ask questions wherever you just chime in.
Okay, sure.
Great. So where I would start is typically with with the rising, because it shows us how you are. All right. Your rising is, you know that, is a Gemini rising, Gemini. And you have the ruler of birth, as they say, also in the 1st house in Gemini. So the ruler of Gemini in Gemini. In the 1st house, this all means that Gemini is a person who likes to express themselves, who likes to communicate. So spot on here. Nothing magic about that yet. What is interesting here is that the ruler of your rising sign, Mercury, is in the sign that he rules, so he's at home. So you are basically the product of your life. It's all about you, and you are with yourself. So the idea is to express who you truly are. You don't need to make something up.
Right.
Just as you are is brilliant, and it feels very natural. That's what it basically means. If the ruler of your chart is in his own sign, and then is in the 1st house, so it's again about you. The 1st house is about you. So there's like 4 indicators that you express yourself as you truly are, which is interesting now that you're an actress.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be someone else, but now that you're so much yourself, probably that's a good way to start to fill a role, isn't it?
Well, you know, it's interesting. A lot of times you play roles that are about someone else, but it's funny because, I don't know, I studied some method acting and things like that. I always put pieces of my own personal life into my roles. So that's why sometimes it even hurts, you know, when you're playing a role and you use something of yourself, or you write something. Like, for instance, I write a lot, especially like my music. All the music I've ever written was personal, you know. So I think that And that's what, it's hard to put it out there, because if you write something and you're rejected by a fan base or people and they don't like it, you're like, oh my God, that was really from my heart, you know?
Then it's me, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to understand.
But I definitely know that, like, the characters I've played, I put pieces of my depth and my experience into it, which kind of, you know, makes the role a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. If you feel that in such a way that you express yourself through the role, that's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, then let's move on. What else do we find? Now we have, you see that change here, the northern lunar node, as we call it. It's like not celestial body. It's just like a mathematical construct.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with the moon. The northern lunar node tells us what are we supposed to do in this life. The southern lunar node is right opposite here. And it tells us what we brought into this life, but not what we are not supposed to do this time.
Okay.
It's just like a memory and like a talent. But the direction is also expression. It's also Gemini, first house. So the same theme comes revolving back again.
Right. So it's like the gifts and the talents that I have is there, right, in that area.
Yes. Yeah. This expression talent is very strong because now it comes back 4 times with 4 indicators. So that's really strong. The Gemini sign is also, it's called flexible, which means it can adapt well to other people, typically, possibly then also to the roles, as you said.
Yes. See that.
Then we have your sun. This is the next after the rising. The sun is the who you are. In the second house in Cancer. And this would mean that's someone who is a lot about togetherness and belonging.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be like a core value of yours. So not like a lone wolf somewhere out. Yeah.
Yes, I can see that.
Then the next thing we look at is the moon. And now this is a very elevated thing because, you know, up above the horizon here, between the rising and the descendant, the top half is what we see. This is the light half of the chart, and the bottom half is the dark half, the night half. So people see what is above the horizon, and the more in the middle of the sky it is, the better they can see it. And now your moon is up there for everyone to clearly see, so it stands out. And it stands because the Aquarius moon would stand out because it's different and free. That's basically the generic meaning of the Aquarius moon. So it's very feminine, but in a different way. So you're not the norm, and you should not be, you're not supposed to be like a stereotype.
Right. Rather
the archetype person, like where people turn around, so you would stand out. Then what else do we have? Comes back again. It's also in the house, the moon is also in the house of your career.
Mm-hmm.
So an archetypical feminine character is also the career. And like moon is also, sorry?
Play those kind of characters, you think, too? Like maybe I should try for more feminine characters, you think?
I think that the character is definitely less like a strong, free woman.
Yes, I like that.
And I think, like, if you play them, just some, I don't know, stereotypical woman, like behind the scenes and just sweet and nice and not much stand out, like, nope. So it wouldn't work. Yeah. And as you said, you put yourself so much into the roles, and now you yourself are free and you radiate that very much. So it's
yeah, I definitely think I'm a free bird when it comes to a lot of things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also value the freedom of others. So this is something very nice.
I do.
Yeah, something very nice and appreciated, much appreciated. Yeah. So the freedom also is in your career.
Mm-hmm.
This is the meaning here. And it's also supposed to be, the moon is also supposed to be an indicator about the soul and the psyche.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that's also what you convey to the audience. Be free and be yourself. And
Right.
it's possible. So it's
Nice. So interesting.
yeah. So here we have this grand trine. So what we said before, your ruler of birth and the lunar node, they harmoniously support this freedom of expression of the moon.
Wow.
And what we did not speak about yet is those two planets here,
Mm-hmm.
Pluto and Saturn. So those two planets are also supportive because now it's a big trine.
Mm-hmm.
Saturn will be a colleague because it's in the sixth house.
Yes.
Because it's Saturn, it will be an older colleague, much older.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be the support of someone much older, likely a man,
Okay.
and also a colleague, so might be from the same field. Someone who's probably teaching you also something, helping you, supporting you, coaching you, something like this. Trainer could be.
Yeah.
It feels as if you had so many grand talents and so much was given that at least this trainer person will think that's not enough. You have a lot of talents. You've been given the beauty and the radiance and the expression, but still he will insist that you work hard. So this is how you will recognize this person, and will be a grand support and very stabilizing for your career, because you see this the trine here to your moon.
Mm-hmm.
And the moon will be with what you will be seeing because it's so high up in the sky. So this
Right.
freedom of expression will be what other people will see first. And he will be after you, like chasing you with insisting that you work hard and keep on doing that, and will be after discipline. So this is what he will be saying and doing for you also. And the other planet here in a trine is Pluto,
Mm-hmm.
just next to Saturn, also in the sixth house, so also a colleague from the same field. And this person, likely also a man, because Plutonic energy is also rather a man.
Mm-hmm.
Age, can't tell, can be anything, but it will support you with power because it's Pluto is the power planet, and this will be a person who has power already, irrespective of the age, and will also support your career very much. Possibly an agent or someone with more power in the field, not just someone same level like a peer. This will not be a peer, it will be someone more powerful.
How exciting.
Yeah, so that's grand because this trine gives you a lot of support. So the first part here on the left side is what you do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And the sixth house part is the support that you receive from others.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to figure that out.
Yeah, so there's those two.
The stars align.
Yeah, kind of really, yeah. So now your midheaven, MC, as you also call it, is also in Aquarius, just like your moon. This means the career will be in a modern and innovative field, and movie and TV will, or cinema also, will fit this description very well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but so The second meaning is it's not going to be old school. So it's going to be the modern type of movie.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like
Very
Netflix.
innovative new things. Sorry?
Like on Netflix or something.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, something. Yeah. Mhm. Something this direction. So now the ruler of midheaven is in the 7th house, which is the house of relationships and marriage and partner. This we would interpret that your career happens together with a partner, or that the partner will also be in the same field, maybe also an actor, maybe from the same industry, something like that.
It's funny, I never really dated my industry either. For a while, I had these rules of, oh, I'm just going to date outside my industry. But yeah, I guess if I did maybe try to date somebody in the industry, maybe it would work out better because they'd understand me a little better, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, often we tend to think that our own profession is so crazy that we won't consider someone who's similarly crazy.
Right.
But in your case, this may work really well.
Oh,
We
okay.
see the same. Yeah, we see the same here also with the 7th house ruler and sign.
Mhm.
Like Sagittarius ruling the 7th house would mean this is someone who is going for international recognition, is interested in international work, would
Okay.
also very much be with himself, because now the ruler of the 7th house is also in the 7th house. So the ruler of the partner is in the house of the partner.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have your own ruler in your house, he has his ruler in his house.
Oh,
So
got
he
it.
expresses himself, so very much of the same kind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, there is like this Buddhist saying where they recommend, don't look for the other half, because then it's two halves, two half people.
True.
They recommend rather to find two whole beings to make a unity.
Right.
They will work much better. And this is actually what's indicated here. So two solitaire persons and still united.
I love that.
Yeah,
People who
slowly.
are self-aware and just
Yes.
one with themselves and happy, and then two people happy together. I like that.
Yeah. And also very much also like self-reliant, like you are. So you don't depend on anyone, but then it's two full beings joining into life together. That's lovely. It's a grand constellation. You just probably need to be brave dating someone in the industry.
Yes, I just gotta put on my brave hat.
Yeah, put a brave hat. So what else do we have? Now we looked at the career also, and now it's also interesting to check where does the money come from, because you can have goals and a career,
Right.
and basically you have to earn your money elsewhere. So this could happen, and this is why I always check the 6th house also, and to see, because the 6th house are the earnings.
Mm-hmm.
What we work, not the career, but what we work. And this can be two different things. And here you work with beauty, because the 6th house is ruled by Libra, and the ruling planet is Venus. And Venus we find in the 4th house. So the first thing that this tells us is that you work with beauty, because Libra, and that you work at home. Sorry?
I worked with beauty many years, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
So that's the core component in the widest sense. And the ruling planet is in the 4th house, Venus. That means you will work a lot at home. So you don't have like an office that you have to go to every day. You can do a lot of things at home. You can rehearse at home, you can do all kinds of things. So basically also this would fit the description of your profession.
Yes, sounds accurate.
Yeah.
It's accurate.
Yeah, that's beautiful actually, because now as we can see from the photos that we just saw and from your voice, it's all about beauty in various forms.
Mm-hmm.
And the type of beauty we see in where the Venus is, not just in the house. Now you work at home.
Mm-hmm.
But Venus in Leo would be like the elegant beauty, the class beauty, the queen type, you know?
Oh, I would love to play Queen one day.
Yeah. Well, here you go. Here you go. Actually looks like it, yeah.
But I will play.
Yeah.
Yay, my dream.
You earn your money being a queen. Well, hello.
I love it.
Yeah, it's nice. Mm-hmm. This could also mean marrying a prince, but I mean, they're rare.
Oh, that's insane. Marrying a prince? Wow.
Yeah, there. I'm not, I'm not sure whether your free spirit would really match the type of protocol.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You never know how much in love you get, right?
Yeah.
Love is fun.
Yeah. Revolutionize the court, something like that.
Yeah, I'll be the one
Yeah.
fighting for everything, all the justice.
Yeah. That's true. So, and with all this together here, we have this dragon figure that I spoke about.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And that's like, we call it the lucky dragon. And this is what the Saturn, a colleague here, will mention, that with all your precious gifts that you've been given at birth and that you cultivated, it may seem easy, and he will insist you still step on the gas.
Right. Yeah, keep all my talents like going, right?
Yes, and develop them still further. Yeah. Now that I look at the ruler of birth and your rising and this full first house here also, you're that much into expression that I'm sure you're a person who has the personal pitch ready. Like, oh, yeah. I am. What?
I am goody two shoes and I'm goody two shoes with a pair of stilettos and an overnight bag.
I knew it. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Or glitter in the going away invite. Sometimes I could be really bubbly and annoying, like bubbly to the point it annoys people. So that glitter in the going away invite. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's also part of your chart. I haven't gotten there yet now, but now that you mention it, we have here Chiron, and at the top of a yod figure, as we call it, the yod figure is also called the finger of fate or the finger of God. And this is something that we can hardly avoid doing. It's like a duty given. Mm-hmm. And the finger, like in this case, the peak here, the peak planet is Chiron, and Chiron also sits on your rising, and this makes you stand out in such a way that you polarize, that you get people who adore you like over the top, and other people instantly dislike you.
Yeah, or like love to hate you. Right?
Yeah, something. Yeah,
they really don't like you, but then they can't not like you in a way to almost like bully you. You know, like. Yeah. But I get it. I understand it. Like sometimes I'll go somewhere and people will say, "My first impression, I thought you were this way, but you really are this way." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you got to know me." Yeah. But if you didn't know me, you might have a different opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's also a lot of projection onto you, and this is, but also because of your moon here. Like people reflect themselves. They look at you and reflect themselves. So you learn actually a lot about them.
They do. Whenever I hear somebody talking about something passionately that is bothering them about someone else, I'm like, but that's what you're really seeing in yourself. Like when something bothers you in someone else so much, it's really because you're seeing that's in yourself. It's a mirror, you know. And I definitely have people that look at me and see themselves in the mirror, you know. It's weird, but it's kind of cool. It could be at first negative towards me, and I'm like, what's this person's real problem, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
that stands out here. Yeah. Now, and the yacht here also like this polarizing and also healing. Like Chiron is the planet of polarization and healing also.
Yes.
So you heal with conversation because Gemini,
Mm-hmm.
and also with expression, like everything about Gemini. And the supporting planets here are Neptune here in the seventh house in Sagittarius, and Saturn and Pluto again here. The precise planet is Saturn because the aspect is exact.
Yes.
So the discipline will support you
Mm-hmm.
in the life task to polarize and heal,
Mm-hmm.
and inspiration. So this is the two supporting factors here. Neptune is for inspiration,
This is
especially
so.
in Sagittarius. It will be about vision, a lot about vision and what you think life should be all about, philosophy type.
I feel like it's almost my life path, you know. Sometimes I feel like my purpose is to reach my highest potential, but I think it's to help others like that. I came from, you know, like being a latchkey kid and having a lot of hard challenges in life and overcoming them. And if I can overcome them and I can be an artist and express myself, like maybe others could also know like life is challenging and you can get through things and live your dreams, you know? Like I think
Mm,
that's like definitely a big purpose for me. I feel
yeah.
like this is really eye-opening to my whole life purpose. Yeah.
That's interesting because now that you say you write your songs yourself and it's from you for others,
Mm-hmm.
this
Exactly.
is, I think, this is also the Chiron because you can also heal not just with words but with lyrics.
Yes.
So basically, your lyrics can be a message. Very nice.
I do always have a message behind my lyrics for sure.
Mm.
My next song coming out too is going to be, it's so heartfelt. So I hope that people love it and feel it.
Would you mind if we shared all your social media accounts so people can follow up on what you're
Oh,
doing? Yeah?
yeah, sure. I love that actually.
Oh, great.
All my social media accounts are at Nadine Emrich.
Okay.
But I just started a new TikTok, which is really
Okay.
fun. Lots of fun videos I do at home by myself, or with my cat. Actually, I love my cat. I'll do a video for myself and then I do one for my cat. But that one is different though. It's creme brulee. So it's
Okay. We'll
creme
put
brulee.
it in the description. Yeah, so that people can just click. Yeah. What's the name of your cat?
Cleopatra.
Oh, cute. And she's black.
Yeah, she's kind of gray, but she has like the black eyeliner around her eyes, and
Oh,
they're like
that's
really.
right. Oh,
Yeah, she looks like Cleopatra cat.
oh,
I don't know.
cute. Yeah. What we can also see, like when we go about looking at the personal life path and the purpose, we can look at the new moon before birth.
Ooh.
So this is what we see here. Inside is, now that you're like a semi-pro, I have to challenge you a bit. So we put the new moon horoscope here. The new moon horoscope is inside here. And you see the new moon here with moon and sun in conjunct. So this is the new moon before birth, and it will also indicate the purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what I have here. Yeah, that's the new moon. Then we look at two things. Firstly, the new moon, where is it? It's also in Gemini and in the sixth house. This means expression will be your work because it's sixth house. Expression is the new moon in Gemini. And it's now in the sixth house of the new moon. So it's expression is your work. So the fits and falls into the new moon falls into your first birth chart house.
Mm-hmm.
So also confirms the reading that we had from from your birth chart. So it's very harmonious what you do in line with the expectations of society. This is basically the translation.
Wow.
The new moon would also give you the expectation of society and how you fit in with your place in society, so to say. Then we also look at the rising of the new moon, and it's in Capricorn and falls into your 8th house. And this would mean discipline. So here comes the theme again. And transformation, discipline and transformation. Let me think. The 8th house is also what we receive from others. So you will receive discipline from others. We've said that before.
Yes, I have a lot of my friends are very grounded and they discipline me. Like, Nadine, come back down to earth,
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Yeah,
something like that. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And then we have here a midheaven of the new moon in Scorpio. And that's interesting because I did a reading for the channel with the chart of Barack Obama.
Really? That's
and
awesome.
He also has the same midheaven in the personal chart though. And the interesting thing is that midheaven in Scorpio would mean that you never ever give up. You keep going, you keep building. And he translated this in Yes, we can.
Yes.
This would be the perfect translation for midheaven in Scorpio. So this is, yes, you can basically do everything.
Yeah, I really do have I am so tenacious. It's almost annoying to myself. I actually wrote like a little quote. Basically, I have like a fire in me that it'll kill me, but I still have it. It's not gonna go away, like that fire just burns and I can't give up. I don't know why. I'll get at moments like maybe I should give up, and then I'm like, no, I can't. I've gone too far. This is it. Like I have to go to the end. I'm like, you have one life. This is it. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's where you keep. Yeah. Maybe a little bit about what's coming up next.
Oh.
So now we have the secondary progression. We could also do transits, which is like basically the daily changing nature of the qualities. Mm-hmm. And the secondary progression just shows us the grand themes. So not the daily nitty-gritty. So we basically first look at the progression to see what's going on in the big themes. And now here we see that your moon comes out of a phase where you met Mars, and this is always a pain. So from this, I would take that your recent time also saw quite some pain.
Yes, the last, I would say 3 years has been very painful. Just a couple deaths. It's personal, of course, but my grandmother passed. Before that, my dad passed a year before, so it was like a lot because it's like my family members that I'm close to. It's very hard. But now I do feel this year, I feel a relief from the pain. I've really worked on myself, and I know that they're here in my heart. So yeah, it's getting better. Lost heart.
Yeah. And now your moon is approaching the sun to form a new moon again, which is a new start.
Yay, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's really how I feel.
But it's not there yet. So it's like on 3 degrees and the sun is on 7, like your birth sun. This is your birth chart in the middle, and on the outside is the progression. So we check when this is going to be exact. Okay. So like when is the real start? And this is, I checked this before, it's from after 21st of April.
Okay.
But then we still see, sorry?
I'm going to write the date down.
Yeah. I mean, you will notice, it starts improving from then. Before is a little bit of a limbo, like a preparation phase, which you can maybe use well for projects to build up and to get them together. And we still see here that by then the moon is still in the 12th progressive house. Yeah. So we'll check when it will be on the rising. And this will be on 28 June.
Ooh, right next to my birthday.
Yeah. So around your birthday is going to be nice. And now you said a little bit of love. So I reserved this for the end of the reading. Just a little bit.
A little bit of love.
Love. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And now your solar chart is also end of June. The solar chart is basically the forecast for 1 year, for the coming year, and always shows the quality around your birthday best. And here, you already see it on the screen. Your solar chart is in the middle here. On the outside is your birth chart, and the solar chart has Venus on the rising. So I would say nothing much can go wrong there. This is a year of love and success.
Yes.
Really awesome. Yeah.
I'm going to have it all. Love and success.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Really, really lovely. Yeah.
That is a really good solar chart.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. So that's going to be a very good, especially second half of the year. Because now that your moon has changed signs, has made his new moon, and Venus is on the rising. So,
yay! Love and
happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
It's such a beautiful reading. And so inspired. I think what you do, it just has so much meaning and depth and helps so many people. So it's beautiful.
Thank you. This is basically, if I go from my personal chart, this is also what makes me happy, to go from also to come out of also great pain in the history. But basically this also qualifies you to advise others who went through pain or are in the middle of some grand challenge. Because somehow you can't do this if you never had a problem and never faced anything and never went through anything major as a challenge. And if you come out as a sane person at the other end, I think that's the help that radiates to others also. Because they see you made it and it's possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So beautiful. We do.
Thank you for joining us here. And speak again soon.
Okay.
Thank
you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
I feel the fall of my faith. My dreams have deceived me in many ways. The monsters come out late at night in Hollywood. It's hard to fight. What are you willing to give up for the daydream? Dreams that deceive. I gotta breathe.